Before computers generated comic book heroes to leap tall buildings at a single bound, these were our original special effects. And so, if you have a seatbelt near the couch, let's buckle up, people. We're going to count down from 20 to 1. The irresistible, the terrifying, the Megastunts.
We are drawn to it. Can't take our eyes off those who risk it all.
The only fear I have is the fear of God.
From backyards to city streets, bridges, towers.
They're pushing the limits further and further and further, whether they be a rock climber, a wire walker, or somebody who shoots out of a cannon. They're an inspiration to me.
I didn't know whether this was my last few minutes on Earth, or if this was going to be something I got to live out and talk about.
We are a culture in love with our spectacle, and televised moments etched into memory, with a special reverence for those who choose to thrill us.
I'm just like you. I had different dreams, and I was willing to risk my life to make them come true.
Tonight, a countdown of the 20 most memorable Megastunts ever attempted. And who better to set the stage than Evel Knievel, the man who introduced generations to seriously risky behavior. The man who had a date to jump the fountains at Caesar's Palace.
To me, he's the king. I wanted to thank him for the inspiration.
At number 20 on our list, it was New Year's Day, 1968. Evel took a shot of bourbon and pointed his motorcycle at the ramp that would launch him up and over the Caesar's Palace fountain. There had been little rehearsal.
When my father jumped Caesar's Palace, he was a daredevil. True daredevil. He took off as fast as he could, the longest jump he ever tried, and he landed a little short.
141 feet in the air, and then 29 days in a coma. He survived, and that jump would become legendary. Soon, Evel hatched even wilder plans to jump a canyon.
Evel Knievel was like any man trying to fly. And my dad drank a lot of wild turkey, that's why he thought he could fly.
Well, there's been a mistake. The attempt came close, but failed as a chute deployed too soon. And despite setbacks, Evel pressed on for another decade. He would break 433 bones in his career and would also come to define what it meant to be a daredevil, equal parts foolhardy and fearless. At 19 on our list, taking foolhardy to another level and for another generation.
I want to be somehow important. I want to have existed.
Stephen Glover, or Steve-O, as human shark bait, filmed for the movie Jackass.
So I have the hook through my face. I'm out there doggy paddling in the Gulf of Mexico with sharks all around.
Not a genius stunt, but people are still talking about it. With a nod to all backyard Knievels of the YouTube generation, well, this is what happens when bad ideas get worse.
I accidentally kicked this mako shark in the head as it was like going for my foot. I was like, I'm done, I'm out of here. Kick the thing in the head. Once this is on tape, I'm gonna be the man forever.
At number 18, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, try this. 2011, just off the shores of Portugal. The surf is up, way up. And Garrett McNamara was looking for a ride.
This is like God splashing. You know what I mean? This is like God going, boom! And these guys are like, get me in now! It's like crazy. Sharks don't even swim in this, Mitch.
When you're riding giant waves, know that you're gonna make it. Know that you're gonna be safe if you don't make it.
Which happens a lot. These videos show Garrett when the big waves won. But last November, off Portugal, Garrett McNamara was towed by a jet skier onto the back of a monster wave.
2 or 3 times I got to look back at this monster coming after me, and this big white water just comes down from up top and just boom, right on my shoulders, and it felt like a ton of bricks. And that's when I really realized that this wave was a little different than the other waves that I've ridden, and it was a little more powerful and a little bigger.
How about an officially measured world record of 78 feet tall? a mountain of water pushing Garrett at high speed towards a rocky reef.
In my mind, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it. And somehow it just kind of threw me out in front. Landed relatively easy, smooth, perfect, and just kind of kicked out. Just really looks beautiful when I look back and see these giant mountains come after me, and it just makes me feel good.
At 17 and counting, the X Games turned high-risk stunting into competitive sport and introduced the magician of the motorbike, Travis Pastrana.
So a motorcycle, I think, was never meant to do a backflip, let alone a double backflip.
And that is exactly what Pastrana planned to do. August 4, 2006. Robbie Madison was there.
I don't think he knew if he was going to make it that night or not. And he pulled it off breathtakingly perfect. It was uncanny. It was just like, I think everybody in the building screamed, you know, there was tears, it was the most amazing thing to see.
One jump that redefined his sport. That is essential Pastrana.